Hello and welcome back to It Was a Square with Sean.
And Brooke.
It's been a while, but we have a lot of things to talk about. One of the reasons we didn't upload last week is because we decided to do a little pre-wedding honeymoon.
Anniversary trip.
/ anniversary trip.
It's a complicated situation.
Yeah. But we decided to go to Seattle. We're probably never going to live this close. And yeah, it's just like an 11-hour drive, so we decided to give it a shot.
Yeah, I've always wanted to go to the PNW, and I've had a couple of friends who grew up in that area, so we were excited to finally go and explore. I know I'd love it because of the trees. And yeah, that was probably my favorite part. It was just all the beautiful, forests and stuff. And they have the world's oldest farmers market.
And the Tulip Festival?
Yeah. So it was a horticulture dream.
I always forget how much of I don't want to say wasteland, but that really is what it feels like until we leave. And I see what real vegetation should look like, not just little gross shrubs. Yeah, so the first day, we did all of the really big Seattle things. We went to, what was it called, the public market?
Pike's Place
Public Market. And it was fun, we bought some cool pasta. We went to Golden Age Collectibles, which was the world's first comic book store, which is nuts.
Is it first or oldest running?
Oh. I was going to say, what's the difference? But I think it's the first. Either way, oldest or first.
It's cool.
It's significant for something. I'm not a huge comic book person, but I did, before we went, I said, I'm actually, interested in this one comic book, so if they have it, I'll check it out. And they did, and it was, the first 4 issues, and it was, pretty cheap, so.
Yeah. The way I do trips is I just spend hours and hours and hours, looking and researching stuff we can do, places we can eat. And, as mentioned earlier, there's a lot of, if you're into plants, there's a lot of stuff you can do. So then when I found out there was, a comic book store, I was like, we can do that for Sean. But I went to, and it was really cool.
Yeah, they had a cool, game section.
Yeah.
I know we talked about this last episode a whole bunch, but they had a haunting at House on the Hill, which is probably my current favorite game. They had an expansion. And I was real close to getting it until we looked up on Amazon. It was $5 cheaper there. So we decided to go with that. Not yet, eventually.
Well, I think the biggest reason for me was just we don't need it right now.
True,
we've only played it a few
4 times. Yeah.
There's how many haunts? So.
50. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't need it right now.
Yeah, agreed. We
ate delicious food.
We ate these little pierogies, which are...
Pierogi, I think.
Pierogi.
But I don't speak Russian, so...
I do. It's pierogi. I don't. It's something.
Yeah, those are really good.
We had the chowder. Pike Place chowder, I think is what it's called.
The mac and cheese.
Oh,
from
so that one place.
Bleachers.
It's all right next to the first Starbucks. It's all door to door with those places.
Yeah.
We didn't go to Starbucks.
Yeah,
there's really a line immediately, and we don't care. There's a man who just stands there seemingly all day blowing bubbles at the people in line.
That's a happy job.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I had my first sipping chocolate, which I've always wanted to try, which is the European hot chocolate. Basically just a melted chocolate bar that you drink.
Yeah.
And that was lovely.
It, and it looked like a little medicine cup. It was so little, and I was like, that's it? Come on. But you loved it, so
yeah.
No worries.
It was super rich. That's all you can take.
Yeah. We also went to the Space Needle that Monday.
Yeah, really fun.
We started a collection of those little wax mold things. We had gotten one from Chicago way back when we were dating, from the Natural History Museum.
Yeah, Field Museum, I think it's called.
Cool. Field Museum of Natural History, maybe?
Okay.
I have no idea. And then this time there's one for the needle, and we're like, we should start doing this as a thing. So we got our second one of many, many to come.
Yeah. We also went to now I'm not going to remember how to say it, the
Chihuly?
Chihuly.
Yeah.
museum and gardens, and that was really, really cool.
There was a live glass-making presentation, which was also really neat.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just amazing what someone can do with glass. And then they had gardens, so that was nice too.
I made 2 glass bowls in high school. So she was doing all these things like, now she's gonna like get this other bit of glass to put on the bottom to separate it. And like, oh, now she's gonna, and I knew what I was talking about, basically. But obviously...
No one asked.
Oh.
Well, you were there. I just... No, sorry. You weren't talking about it.
Oh, no,
You were just listening to it.
No. The next day, we just kind of hung around Seattle a little bit in the morning, went back to the Pike's Place Market, and then we went to Rose Garden?
Tulip Festival.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's called Rosengarten.
Rosengarten, yeah.
Yeah.
And that was neat.
Yeah,
tulips.
I love that. We were there a little early in the season, so not everything was full bloom, but what we could see...
But the, what were they? The white and yellow?
Daffodils.
Yeah. They were
Narcissus?
They were going strong.
Yeah. They're actually about to die, but yeah.
Bummer for them.
Yeah, that was really fun. And something kind of fun, when we were dating, I don't know if this is going to sound really cocky, you can cut this out if you want to, but like literally every place we would travel to and go, people would ask us how long we'd been married, or like comment on like how good we looked together, or like what a cute couple we were. And like big cities where that just doesn't happen, I feel like. I don't know.
I mean, it happened every time we went, so I feel like it does happen.
But just like, I don't know, like on the streets of Chicago, you don't expect like a huge, large dude to like be like, you two look really good together, or I don't know.
I remember one guy said like, oh, she's a keeper, willing to walk in the rain with you. Like,
yeah, because it was pouring rain.
It was.
Or like in St. Louis, this lady.
I think we asked her to take our picture. Or maybe no. We were sitting down and she just walked by.
Yeah, there's been a couple... Same with Racine. We were, like, taking selfies, and this lady just walked up and was like, can I just take your picture for you? You guys are too cute, or something like that. Anyway, so that hasn't happened since the pandemic, because no one talks to each other.
We don't leave our house.
Half of our faces are covered.
Yeah.
And that happened at the Tulip Festival, so we haven't lost our touch.
Woo. She just clapped her own hands together. That was not as high-fiving.
That isn't a bold-faced lie, as you would say.
After that, we stayed in an Airbnb in Ana Cortez. It was nice. Just one little night. It was just a bed.
Cute little town. Their trash cans look like salmon tins, which I thought was so
that
cute.
Was fun. Yeah, we went on a little walk around town, and it's a cool little place.
Yeah.
About an hour 45 north of Seattle. After that, we took these little, like, island... I don't know if they're islands or peninsulas or whatever, just these things to the west of Seattle, down to Deception Pass the following day. That was really fun. That was probably my favorite day. Definitely the best pictures we're taking that day.
Yeah. I was there for the trees in the forest, and that was our tree and forest day, so... And we saw a seal!
Yeah, we saw a seal a few times.
Yeah, I'm really good at seeing seals.
So good.
But yeah, so that was really fun. We like animals.
We like animals, we like nature, we like hikes.
Which apparently, to the locals, Deception Pass is not hiking.
Yeah, no offense to the guy, but after we stayed somewhere else. Where was it? Like Bremerton for the night.
Bremerton.
In an Airbnb. And we were talking to the owner, he's a cool guy. And he's like, oh, Deception Pass isn't a hike, like, blah, 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 blah. Mount Rainier is a hike, blah, blah, blah. And we're, Mount Rainier's snowed over. We don't want to do that right now.
It was in the original plans, but... Yeah,
that's true, yeah, when we were brainstorming. But, yeah, I mean, it felt like a hike to me. We were pretty tired.
Yeah.
There was a summit.
To go from sitting in a Zoom class all day, every day for months, to then be like... I don't know, my Apple Watch, we were hitting like 13,000, 14,000 steps. Like, I don't know how many flights of stairs. Yeah. I was tired. Like, I felt it.
Yeah, I was exhausted every night. Fell asleep so fast.
Yeah.
We also took the ferries. That was a less than fun experience.
Yeah. The least favorite
Yeah.
part.
Being on the water was fun, but just the wait was more than we anticipated.
And they were expensive.
Yeah, one was really expensive, like $25, but that's okay. And I think like the final thing we really did was we went to Polsbo, which is a tiny little town. It's a little Norway,
Mm-hmm.
and you're Norwegian
Yep.
ancestry.
My
So-
great grandma came over from Norway. So
Mhm. And you've been to Norway.
yeah, and we've been. So I relate the most to Norway, or like associate myself most with.
Yeah.
My traditions are Norwegian traditions, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
So I loved it.
Norwegian and New Mexico. The classic mix.
Yes.
Cute little town. Very, like, I've never been to Norway, but it felt, European in that sense. And we promptly went to an Italian restaurant for dinner.
The cutest restaurant.
Yeah, a cute little tree out front that was in full bloom.
Yeah, a blooming magnolia that just. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, it was really good. Sogno Divino
Mm-hmm.
is what it was. There's a G in there, and I won't tell you where.
We tried panna cotta for the first time,
True.
and it was pretty good. I don't think I'd order it again,
Yeah.
but I'm glad I tried it. And
I'm not a huge dessert or sweets fan. I had, I think, 3 bites, and that was enough for me. It was good. I liked it. It was a honey panna cotta, I believe, with little nuts. It was good. We stayed in Bremerton, and then the day after, we were going to go to the zoo in Tacoma, the zoo aquarium.
I was so excited.
Yeah, we both love zoos and animals, and it was maxed out capacity.
Yeah, because
No
of
more
COVID,
tickets.
you have to like book out tickets in advance, and they're not like full capacity. So
We did not go.
we actually went to see
Yeah,
if
we
they would
drove-
like let us.
We
if
drove
there
to
was,
the gates and like peeked over, but
and there was a line. I was like, I don't really want to wait in line
oh yeah,
to be told
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And then as we were walking away, a worker came by, and I just asked, like, is there cancellation line or something? And he was super nice, went and double checked for us, but it was
No.
a no-go.
Yeah.
So
We did drive around the surrounding gardens.
yeah.
There's a Japanese garden and the rhododendron garden,
Yep, there's an iris garden.
an iris garden.
And then there's the 5 mile, I think they call it the 5 mile drive.
It's cute. It's cute.
Yeah, we saw a raccoon.
Raccoons, so many raccoons. There's a big like sign saying "Do not feed the wildlife," like it's illegal and unnatural.
Yeah, keep the wildlife wild.
Yeah.
They are not
And-
wild.
Yeah, we saw like this woman pull over to the side, and these raccoons just ran at her car to the passenger side.
We were like, that's weird.
Yeah, like what's going on? And then they just stood there waiting, like begging for food.
And she
threw
delivered,
it.
yeah.
We did the same thing. We pulled over at one point, and a raccoon just ran over. We didn't give it any food, of course.
Yeah.
But like I felt bad. Like
I know. Well, then there was a car that had pulled off to the side, and a guy was just talking on his phone.
oh yeah.
And there were just
I
raccoons,
think
like,
there was 2 just
yes.
standing there, like
staring at his window, like, hello.
yeah.
But,
And you love raccoons.
yeah, I mean, I understand they're a huge nuisance.
Yeah, I grew up with them as pests, so
And
I don't
I-
like them.
Didn't. I just think they're adorable.
Mhm.
And I love how smart they are. Again, I have not been on the other side of, like,
How smart they are into getting into your trash.
yeah, so I just think they're really cute.
Mhm.
But, yeah, so he just, like, walked right up to us, and I took a picture, and then I sadly told him that we couldn't feed him, and we drove away. And he cried.
You cried.
No one cried. But I was sad. I felt bad,
Yeah.
but they're fine.
We ate at Ivar's or Ivar's.
Ivers.
It's fine.
Yeah.
I like pulled up to it and I got like KFC, but like a little bit like a Culver's vibe from it, and that's what it was.
Yeah.
Just like fish and chips or chowder or whatever, and
That was also the last day.
it's good for fast food for sure.
Oh yeah, the last day and a half, just like the first day, everything went perfect. Like we were making things, hitting things, everything was falling into place. They upgraded the hotel we stayed at. Like upgraded our room.
Yeah, I was on the
So-
phone with them to book it, and they asked me, "Why are you doing this?" And I said, "Oh, we're getting married next week, or in 2 weeks, so it's kind of like a pre-wedding celebration." And they're like, "Oh, very cool." And we were on the top floor. We were in a suite.
Yeah, 2
I think we were the
rooms.
only the only room that had a view of the Needle.
Yeah. Yeah, when we looked out
Because it was like
out
right
of our
between
bedroom,
two larger buildings.
we could see the Space Needle and the bay. So it was super nice.
Yeah.
And then we went to dinner, and the poor guy was working by himself, and we had to wait a while for our food, which wasn't a big deal.
Yeah, we stayed at the Warwick.
Yeah.
It was nice.
And then he just gave us free dessert because he felt bad. So, like,
Yeah.
the first bit was going good, and then by the last day, like, with Ivers, they said they opened at 10:30. We got there at 10:30.
They opened at 11, turns out.
Yeah, so, and the zoo and the ferry, anyways, it just wasn't working out.
And after that, we made the 11-hour drive, got home at about 1 o'clock, and promptly fell asleep.
So
Friday,
tired.
we did nothing. We were so tired.
Even Saturday, I struggled to be...
Yeah, I had to work Saturday, but when I got home, same thing. Sat down, did not move. That was Seattle. I had a really great time.
Me too.
It was very cute. Oh, we also went to the Grey's Anatomy house.
Oh, yeah, that... We went to Cary Park.
Yeah, very cool view of the city, and then you're like, I have a surprise for you.
Yeah, just when I Googled it, I saw, like, the Grey Anatomy house was literally a 1-minute walk away. And I've watched a couple seasons of Grey's.
I think I watched the first 2, and it's not for me.
Yeah, I lost interest.
But it was fun.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize it.
I also didn't recognize it.
But, oh, there it is. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Everything was in bloom.
Very pretty.
Which I loved. So.
You do love that.
I do. Okay.
As far as what we've been watching, I feel like so much. This has been a long time since a previous episode. So we'll just kind of go through it. We started Falcon and the Winter Soldier like 4 weeks ago. It's great. Not much to say about it. I feel like something's missing from it. Like WandaVision was just movie grade quality up until maybe the last episode every week. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier feels like it's on a set. It's like 2 streets, and they kind of just walk back and forth on it, and it's not quite hitting it for me in the same way. There's 2 episodes left though, and I'm sure those are going to be...
There's only 2 episodes left?
Yeah, it's a 6-episode series. Yeah. I think those 2 are going to be like the big ones.
Yeah. Especially with how the last one ended.
Yeah. Again, I enjoyed it, but compared to like Mandalorian or WandaVision, it's just not hitting the same for me, I'd say.
Yeah. I'm... Same.
We got HBO Max for like the free week or free trial period. I wanted to watch Justice League. Zack Snyder's Justice League. That's fine. But as we had it, Godzilla vs. King Kong came out, or Godzilla vs. Kong came out. And it was just free that day, or like that week. So we watched it. I think you walked in at maybe like the 45 to an hour mark.
Like the halfway mark. I came home from school.
And you didn't get all of the build up, but you get it. It's just 2 monsters, right?
Yeah.
There's not much to nuance to the story. And yeah, I liked it a lot. It was quick, it was snappy, it was fun. And it was exactly what it was. Godzilla vs. Kong.
That's the first... Like, I've never seen any Godzilla things or any King Kong things. And I missed the first hour, and I was still, like, really interested in the second
Very
half.
engaged.
So, yeah, good movie.
I enjoyed it, yeah. I liked the first Godzilla, I think 2014. Second one I did not like. And Kong Skull Island was fine. So this one for me was probably the best of all of the 4. I've also started watching Invincible. It's based on one of the only comic books that I've ever read. And I love it. It's very faithful. It's choosing a few things differently, which I like, because if it's just a 1-to-1 recreation of the comic books, I don't know if I'd be quite as interested. So I'm glad the changes that are made, and it's good and fun, and I like it.
We've been watching MasterChef. We like it a lot. I grew up watching cooking shows, or like the Food Network, just like Chopped, I don't know. So I like that a lot, and I think this one, of all the cooking things, Sean likes the most.
Yeah, I think so. Chopped is fun, But I just hate how the better cook can lose very easily. Like, there could be somebody that, like, you have to cook everything on this torch or something. And
You're
like,
thinking of Cutthroat Kitchen.
oh, I am. Yep. I don't know if I've ever really watched Chopped.
I don't like
Oh, yeah, I don't like Cutthroat Kitchen.
mean people.
Mm-hmm.
And that is literally the purpose of Cutthroat Kitchen.
Yeah.
So.
I like the host.
Alton Brown.
Alton Brown. Good guy. But yeah, MasterChef is great. We started on, I think, season 5. And then we saw the season 4 winner. So we watched season 4.
No. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
and then we saw the season 3 winner, which like shocked us. Because, I guess, spoiler alert for this show, she's season 3 of MasterChef. She's blind. And she won a cooking competition.
Which is so cool.
Yeah, we just wanted to see how like she did it. So we pretty much stopped halfway through season 4, went to season 3, and it's awesome.
So it was, yeah, super.
Christine?
Yeah, Christine.
Or Christina. I think it's Christine.
Yeah, phenomenal person. She's now, I think she has a cooking show in Canada, mini cookbook. She's won like a lot of awards.
Mm-hmm.
Same awards that like Stevie Wonder and...
Oh, the Helen Keller.
Yeah. She's just a cool...
Award.
Yeah. Cool lady.
Very, very cool.
So...
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you haven't seen MasterChef, start with season 3. You'll know who wins and you'll be very happy for it.
Yeah.
Unlike the season 5 that we watched. Anyway.
The worst.
Yeah. And the Mighty Ducks, it's a kid's show, but it's fun and we like it. It's just very like nice, uplifting, fun little thing to watch.
Yeah.
And we love the podcaster boy.
Yeah. I love Lauren Graham.
You do, yeah.
I will say... Sorry, I said that word. I will say I'd like to see her in a role that isn't the same...
Where she's not like a single, struggling mom.
Yeah.
I feel like Parenthood, Gilmore Girls, and this one.
Yeah.
Yep. She does it well, though.
Yeah, nailing it.
She's found her niche, and she is killing it.
Yeah. We tried to watch the Mighty Duck
movie
when we were in Seattle, but I was so tired that night. I think I made it half an hour in.
Yeah. I thought you made it longer. Like, I thought you were watching it, but turns out you were asleep. So I made it about an hour 45. Or probably not 45, but an hour 15 or so. And then, oh yeah, you're definitely asleep. Turn it off. We'll finish it later.
It's weird to know the part of the Mighty Ducks that I've seen, the, like, main guy, the coach, and then to pick up on the TV show. Vastly different.
Yeah. And so for what we decided to watch this week, we had the free HBO Max subscription thing. So we decided to watch Roald Dahl's Witches with Anne Hathaway. And...
Not for our thing, just...
Yeah, just because we had a new streaming service and we were checking it out, and that was one of the things that was there.
I'd seen ads for
Mm-hmm.
it. I like Roald Dahl stuff.
Yeah.
And I like Anne Hathaway. So... But,
not in this.
Yeah.
I do not like Anne Hathaway in
this
this.
was real weird.
Yeah. Just scary. Like, it was scary.
Yeah, if I saw that as a child...
Yeah, not as an adult, but as a child,
Yeah.
would be
Like,
scarring.
as an adult, it's creepy. As a child, it would be...
Scarring.
Yeah.
Scarring.
Yeah, and I think we were talking about it, like, you know, Roald Dahl wrote these books many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you write something in a book, it's left to the reader's, like, interpretation of how things look.
So there's one scene in particular where, like, she reached her arms and they were, like, growing and twisting and
She's
stuff.
trying to grab something that was running in a vent.
Yeah, so, you know, like, reading that's fine. Listening to it, like, growing, twisting, gnarled limbs, like, oh, okay, like, that's fine. Watching it?
Scary.
No good.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I don't think he ever thought, like, I'm going to write this, and then they're going to make it into a movie where it's so realistic.
Yeah, like, this arm thing again, you can see, like, the tendons in the arm, like, twitching and pulsing, like,
yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah, and they have, like, these creepy mouth
Yeah, like
things,
Joker scars from Dark Knight.
and then they're, like, pointy, sharp teeth, and
they're bald.
Yeah, and their toes are, like...
Like velociraptor toes.
Yeah, it's just... It's weird.
And they have 3 fingers.
The ending is bad too.
Yeah.
Like
we're gonna spoil it, but it's just like this 9-year-old kid that gets turned into a mouse with a 3-year lifespan.
a 9-year lifespan.
9-year lifespan, because they say, I bet a boy that's turned into a mouse will live 3 times as long. And now it's just like an old man mouse recruiting an army of children to go turn other witches into rats.
Yeah. And then he's like his grandma takes care of him. And he's like, well, what's going to happen to me? And she's like, oh, you probably only live, like, obviously I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah.
You probably only live 9 more years. And that's about how many years I'll live. And he's like, cool, we'll just die together.
Yeah, like, I couldn't have anybody else raise me anyway.
Yeah, so, like, I don't know. It was weird.
I kind of like that it wasn't like everything's fine, happy ending. Like, it's not, you don't want that all the time, but I did want it for this one.
Yeah, like I said, that I hadn't read that book before. I've read a lot of his other books, so this one was hands down my least favorite.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then we were talking about other books that he had written,
like James and the Giant Peach, Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
Or Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah. And then I talked about Matilda, and I was like, oh, you've seen Matilda, right? Because to me, that's such a childhood classic, and Sean hadn't.
Never heard of it.
So I knew what we were doing for the podcast.
Yeah. And it was fun. Danny DeVito with his wife, playing as his wife.
Yep.
She'll always be the bartender from Cheers for me, because my parents watched that.
I think it's Rita.
I think you're right. I think it's Rita.
Yeah.
It went a way I really did not expect.
Yeah. He always, like, guesses things at the beginning. Sometimes he's right.
I was very close.
This time he was wrong.
It was just like, I knew there was going to be something magical, because there always is. I didn't know. And Matilda, as like a 4-year or a 3-year-old, is walking to the library, like baking cakes, reading Moby Dick, stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, like, that's the magic thing. She's a genius. And
super smart kid.
Yeah, like, turns out when people yell at her and make her really upset, she's also like a really powerful telekinetic.
Well, and she practices, so she can just do it whenever.
Mm-hmm.
She would be angry.
She's like, her dad's yelling at her and like telling her to watch TV because she wants to read a book. Best joke in the movie: what are you reading? Moby Dick. Moby what?
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's great. Yeah, then the TV explodes. And my one problem, I don't know if it's a problem, but the thing I don't like about this movie is when somebody is an evil maniac torturing kids and people just watch and do nothing. Like Honey can go, or Miss Honey can go to the police, she can do all these things. It's kind of explained. Also, is she the only teacher in that school?
Apparently.
Yeah. But it's not a problem I have with the movie. It's a problem I have with, I think, kids' book or kids' plots in general.
Yeah. I don't know, that book...
Yeah, why did you like it so much as a kid?
I don't know, like, just the idea that, like... I don't know, Matilda's a good kid. It has a happy ending. Like,
it does have a happy ending.
I remember thinking Miss Honey was just, like, not the perfect woman, but like I liked her hair and her clothes, and she was so nice, and
she whispers when she teaches.
And I haven't seen this movie in so long, but like they call her, like her dad called her Bumblebee, and like she planted a garden. I don't know. So that was fun for me to see as an adult, to be like, I am kind of like in that sense of like whatever. So that was fun, but it's just so nostalgic to me, and I've said this before, I love justice in movies. Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of good comeuppance. Yeah.
And then the song Send Me On My Way by The Rusted Root. Anytime I hear it, straight to this movie. And I think that's for a lot of people. I remember when I worked at the bank, this little boy was playing with his mom's phone and then just started playing this song. I was like, oh, this always makes me think of a movie. And she's like, I know, Matilda, right? So I think a lot of people have that same, like...
I would say, like, watching this movie, it could have been made whenever. Like, it's all very contemporary, the fashion. The filming is nothing outrageous. It's fun. The one qualifying thing about when it was made is the soundtrack. Because it's just like this fun pseudo 50s kind of era, and then there'll be a 90s song, and I'm like, oh, whoa.
Something really sad about the movie is...
Oh, yeah.
And I just read this online like years ago, but the main Matilda, the main girl, is played by Mara Wilson.
Very cute kid.
And while she's filming this, her mom is like dying of cancer, and they were able to like throw together kind of an unedited version, and her mom was able to see that before she died, but she didn't. So she never saw like the final cut of the movie, and at the end it'll say like for Susie Wilson, I think, or something like that. So it just makes me sad that little, like, the actress was amazing because she's
Very
so
good.
young and she's going through all that personally, and she still did an amazing job.
Sometimes kids can really take you out of a movie. I think The Last Action Hero with Arnold Schwarzenegger, that kid, it's hard to like see past him as an actor. Like, I don't buy his character, I just see him acting. But Matilda here, phenomenal job.
Yeah.
I really
I don't
bought
think
it.
she's in anything else.
I think
Yeah.
her one and done, but she nailed it.
Yeah.
I said this after we finished it. I wonder how Roald Dahl like decides what he's gonna make magic. Like, does he write a book or a story and he gets to a point where, oh, how do I get out of this? How do the characters like move on? Let's just say they're magic now and they can move on. Or does he think like, I'm gonna make a book about like a really smart girl that has psychic powers and like all the fun that she can have. Reminds me of Brandon Sanderson, who is an author that I really like. I'm trying to get Brooke to read anything from him.
It's not because I don't want to. It's literally because I don't have time.
It's only 1,200 pages. It's the Stormlight Archive, really good stuff. But he has this like theory called hard magic versus soft magic, and it's like the rules behind him. And if you've read from Brandon Sanderson, he's a big like fantasy epic kind of writer. And a lot of his magic is almost like a science in each book that he has. And you can compare that to Matilda or Lord of the Rings, where Gandalf can kind of do whatever he wants whenever he wants, and also can't do whatever he wants when the plot is convenient, you know? So it's like very soft magic rule set, you know. Matilda, same thing. A lot of Roald Dahl stuff, same thing. Whereas Brandon Sanderson's like hard magic stuff it's more of a science, and there's very strict rules that are never broken, and that's what I like. But they're both good. And I would love to see like again how Roald Dahl decides what's gonna happen.
Yeah. I just looked it up, and I can't believe I didn't remember this. She's in Mrs. Doubtfire and Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, I haven't seen Mrs. Doubtfire. And Miracle on 34th Street, I think that's the Christmas one, right? I don't know if I've seen that, but I've seen the play. One thing I thought while watching is it'll be a switched at birth situation, where she'll be taken by the Dursley-esque family. But no, genius can come from anywhere. You don't have to be born by parents with the same powers. Star Wars can learn from this.
And I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
I did. I did enjoy it. Despite my critiques, the positives far outweigh. I don't even know if there are any negatives, but they're fun. It's a fun movie. I'll be happy to show our kids someday. But yeah, that's this episode of It Was a Square. Now on YouTube, Spotify, and iTunes.
Yay.
Yeah, only took me a long time. But I guess share it with a friend. That'd be a great way to help us grow our budding channel. Subscribe, and we will see you next week. I have a great idea of what to show you.
Ooh, can't wait.
All right, bye.
Bye.